Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So as we all know, teams have already trimmed their rosters down to 53 players and they're slowly but surely filling out their practice squad. Now before we dive into what the Jets practice squad looks like, I did want to go over the rules quickly. Basically, this is how it works. 16 players allowed on the practice squad, okay? So quite a few, up to 10 players with 2 or less accrued seasons, up to 6 veterans, no limit on how many years they've already played in the league, which is really cool and really important. And then a practice squad player may be elevated for game day a max of 3 times. So we got the rules, we got the guidelines, we know that there's 16 available practice squad roster spots. Here's where it gets interesting though. The Jets have only officially confirmed 13 players. Now, according to different insiders, multiple reporters, the Jets have also signed 2 more players that came out yesterday, but for whatever reason, the Jets officially didn't confirm it on their website. So we're going to break it in 2 parts. We're going to have the 13 officially confirmed players, and then the 2 players that are, according to multiple people here, signed to the practice squad, but for whatever reason, the Jets haven't confirmed it. Okay, maybe something comes out as I'm recording this video, but you could be thinking that's 15 players. What about the extra spot? I've spent a lot of time on the internet, on social media. I cannot find if the Jets have secured that last player. Maybe they have their eyes set on somebody else. Maybe they're waiting. Maybe they don't feel comfortable with the available players. So right now I could only find 15. One more player should be added to the practice squad. I mean, you would like to think that they're not just going to leave a spot open. I mean, I hope not. But no, it's looking like 15 players right now. Let's break down the roster. So the official 13 players confirmed by the New York Jets. First up, quarterback Chris Streveler, really important there. Wide receiver Calvin Jackson. Wide receiver Irvin Charles. Wide receiver Tariq Black. Next up, Kenny Yeboah at tight end, another big one that I was really excited to see in the practice squad. Grant Herman to tackle. I really liked what he did back at Purdue, and obviously he was an undrafted free agent. It's not like he was a top 10 pick, so I'm happy that a guy with his upside, a guy with his overall size, has time to develop on the practice squad. Chris Glazer at tackle, Bradley Anae at edge, Jonathan Marshall at defensive tackle, Tanzil Smart at defensive tackle, DQ Thomas, another one of my favorite players, at linebacker, Hamsah Nasrideen. This one's interesting because Hamsah was a draft pick by Joe Douglas last year, and there was a lot of hype, there was a lot of expectations surrounding Hamsah last season. But it's looking like the Jets are rolling into the season with 4 linebackers: CJ Mosley, Quan Alexander, Quincy Williams, and of course Jamie and Sherwood. But I'm glad that the Jets were able to hang on to Nasrideen nonetheless. And then last but not least, Will Parks at safety. So those are the 13 players that the Jets officially confirmed. The other 2, Craig Jones, defensive back, former Philadelphia Eagle. In fact, the Jets actually signed him a couple months ago and let him go pretty much exactly after. I think it was literally the next day they let him go. Mainly a special teams player, but it's looking like, according to multiple people here, he is going to be on the Jets practice squad as well. And then Chaz Surratt, 3rd round pick in last year's draft. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Even if Surratt looked absolutely horrible last year, which he didn't, even if he doesn't project well into the future, he's still a 2021 3rd round pick. There's gotta be a reason why he was selected that high. He's not the biggest guy in the world, 6'1", 225, 230 pounds, but he makes up for it with his speed, his agility, his lateral quickness, and he is a playmaker. He was a tackling machine back at North Carolina, former quarterback, switched to linebacker 2 years into his collegiate career. And you could be thinking, hey, this guy's a bust. How is he already off the team and he's a 3rd round pick? By the way, he was drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. It's because they had that front office change. They had that coaching staff change. So we're seeing a lot of young players go from Minnesota. Kellen Mond was released. Wyatt Davis was released. Another middle round pick, I believe. I think I can't put my finger on who exactly it was that the Vikings selected with those Jets picks, because as we all remember, the Jets had those 2 3rd round picks and they traded up to go get AVT. The Vikings moved back and selected a couple mid-round guys. I believe Wyatt Davis was included. But however you want to look at it, the Vikings they're going through a transition period. Okay, obviously bringing in O'Connell, they're doing what they need to do. I'm not looking at the Surratt move as saying, oh, hey, he's just another guy. He's just another practice squad player. I think it's more so, hey, this guy fits the 4-3. He does have an upside. He was taken in the 3rd round of last year's draft. He hasn't been playing the linebacker position for all that long. Let's get him on the practice squad. We could develop him for a year and see what happens moving forward, see what happens in next training camp, okay? Because all of a sudden, we could have some extra depth at the inside linebacker position. So anyway, those are the guys. Those are the 15 guys that I was able to find. Again, what's happening with that last spot, we don't know. I mean, maybe something is broke right now, but chances are probably not. I'm hoping to hear something within the within the next 24 hours. I mean, you would like to think that the Jets are not going to roll into the season with just 15 players on the practice squad. If that spot is there, then let's utilize it. Let's take advantage of it. So, of course, that's what I do think the Jets and every NFL team should do and will do. So, anyway, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, go Jets.